Hello, this is Martin Osinski, President of Nephrology USA. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Over the next few minutes, I will be discussing the importance of the on-site visit, the actual opportunity to go out, either by plane, train, or automobile, and see the area and meet with your potential future practice. It is one of the most important aspects of the whole interview process. For the purpose of this video, since the vast majority of practice opportunities at this time in nephrology are in private practice, I will assume that is whom you will be visiting. Once you have decided to go out and visit a practice opportunity, the idea is to gain as much information as you possibly can so you can go do a thorough job of analyzing and comparing the opportunity. There are things you can observe in person on an interview that you would not be able to do in any other way. The objective is to learn about the practice, the hospital, the dialysis units, and the associates that you will potentially be spending the next umpteen years of your life with. Going out on a visit on a Saturday or Sunday will not give you a true sense of how the practice functions. When you go to the office, you'll get a feel for how the place is set up and how it's organized. What type of medical record system do they utilize? And how similar is it to something you're using now? How organized are the patient files? Hopefully they're electronic health records. If not, are they still paper? Get a sense for what the morale is like in the office. How long have people worked there? If everyone has only been there a few months, that may be telling. Do people there look like they enjoy their work? Recognize that nephrologists, or for that matter most physicians, are not great interviewers. If it is a group with multiple associates, you may be asked the same question multiple times. It is important to make each response sound like it is the first time you heard the question. When the interview is over, they're not going to compare notes on the questions they asked, but they will on how you responded. Which brings up another point. Prepare yourself for questions in advance. You're not going to be able to think of everything they're going to ask in advance, but you can bet there are some questions that are not too hard to figure out. Why did you go into nephrology? What do you like best and worst in training? What does your spouse or significant other feel about moving to a new location? Where else have you been looking? What's your time frame to look for a position? Tell me about yourself. What are your goals and objectives? Practice your answers in advance, whether with someone else or looking in a mirror and recording your response. And be sure to say them out loud, not just in your head. It's stressful enough being on an interview in the first place. Why risk hurting your confidence by flubbing an easy question? If you would like, contact my office and we can get a list of questions out to you that you could expect to be asked. We can also provide you with a list of questions you might want to ask. You can be sure that as you wrap up each session with the people you're interviewing with, they will ask you if you have any questions. They're expecting that you will, and if you really think about it, you should. How was the need determined? How many locations will I be going to? What is competition like in the area? Have other physicians come and gone? May I call them? What's the philosophy of the practice? One of the things I would strongly suggest not focusing on in the first interview are the financial aspects. Too much emphasis on salary, benefits, and partnership at this stage of the interview may send the wrong message. If these items are brought up, by all means discuss them, but this is not the time to get into a heavy negotiation. I can pretty much guarantee that too much focus here will send off the wrong vibe. There will be plenty of time later on to get into this. In nephrology, a lot of time is spent at the dialysis units and hospitals. How far are they from the office? How much time is spent driving? How many patients does one see at the hospital or units? How does the practice schedule things? You ideally would like to take a look at all of the various facilities if time permits. You should get a chance to round with the physicians in the units and hospitals. It is at those times you have some of your best opportunities to get insights from others regarding how they view the practice and the physicians you're considering joining. Speak with nurses, dialysis techs, hospital administrators, and referring physicians. Remember, people can say a lot by what they don't say, as well as what they do. It's also important to see the community. Is this a place you could really see yourself living in, or for that matter, raising a family? You need to think about not just your immediate needs in a community, but down the line as well. If you do not have children yet, but eventually plan to, what are the schools like? If you already have children, do any of them have special skills or needs that require something out of the norm? They have the amenities that you would want. If you're an avid theater goer, you can ask yourself, would a small town fulfill that need, no matter how much they pay you? Or if you enjoy the beach, would living in the middle of the country be too beach prohibitive for you? In this time of two-income couples, would a job opportunity for your spouse or significant other be available, should they choose to work? And can something be set up in advance for them to explore while there? Try to picture yourself living there. If you like what you see, that's what you want to see. You will probably be set up with a real estate person to show you around the community. Make sure to speak with them before you arrive and give them a good sense of the type of housing, the size of housing, and the price ranges that would interest you. Otherwise, you will find yourself wasting a lot of time seeing things that do not meet your needs. Remember, as comfortable as you are with the real estate person, anything you say will probably get back to the group. Look at schools in the area, both public and private, and if possible, meet with the principal or someone at the school who can give you some ideas as to how they rank in their strengths and their weaknesses. Look at the shopping in the area. Going to an area that you're unfamiliar with, plan on a day-and-a-half visit. Coming in on a weekday evening and spending the next full day and evening seeing and meeting your potential new practice and associates. You want the opportunity to see your potential associates both in a professional and social setting. Well worth the time investment if you've gotten this far. Some obvious things I should not need to mention for you on your site visit, but will anyway, because I've seen situations where it has not been adhered to. Dress appropriately. Be nice to everyone you meet. You never know who you're meeting with. Do not get too relaxed at dinner. You're still on an interview. Watch your alcohol intake. And be sure to send a thank you note upon your return home. Thank you for spending this time listening to this video. I hope it's been helpful. Please give us a call at 305-271-9225 should you have further questions.